Hi guys, so I'm trying to talk a little softer because I'm very close to my camera right now, but today I wanted to do a junk journal, scrapbook, sketchbook tour. I've kind of mended all the three together. I definitely was testing out a lot of different ideas. I actually picked up this journal when I was in Scotland on my trip because I really wanted to start documenting it, which was really fun, honestly, to be able to go to an art shop, journal type shop there and kind of see what they had to offer. And I found that the things I've found in that Scotland shop I'm really having trouble finding in America. So something like this journal, I really liked this because the pages, they're pretty thick, so they can take different types of media. It might not be perfect, but if you have these near you, this is, oh, you know what? Did I get this in London or Scotland? No, I think I got it in Scotland. But it's called Cass Art. I haven't actually looked through this fully, so this will be my first time as well. So yeah, this is obviously Big Ben. I actually really like how this came out. This was one of my first like modern scrapbooking pages. I used to scrapbook a lot when I was younger, but I'm kind of just starting to pick it up being older. I noticed that some of this type of stuff will fade, which isn't ideal. I originally didn't really like this page, and I've also noticed kind of mixing the Crayola with different media probably isn't the best choice, or I guess oil pastel, but I do kind of like how this came out. I originally really hated this page for some reason, but I bought this like music note napkin for a different art project that I didn't end up using it for, so it was kind of nice to make use of it, and you'll see it in a few other pages here. This is actually a postcard that I found at a cute little gift shop in York, England, so I decided to kind of recreate it. This is my Auntie Sue's house in the village. I don't really love how this turned out, but I promise her house is cuter in person. This is one of my favorite pages. I originally just had this sketch from something I really loved from our Airbnb in Scotland was that they had this little tea set up right next to our bed, kind of on like our chest of bureaus, and I thought that was such a cute and smart idea to literally wake up right to a cup of tea or coffee. So they had the water boiler and then a little tea set up, so I drew that, and I was thinking that would be so cute to have in like my future home. And yeah, this was us. We went to Wembley Stadium in London to see a Patriots game, which was really cool. In Scotland, we got to hike Arthur's Seat. This was just a building, or maybe like a church in Scotland that we saw that I was really fascinated with. The architecture, of course, is really amazing there. I probably didn't do it too much justice, but also tried to pull together like a color scheme and kind of the types of colors that remind me of Scotland. I definitely like these kind of cream neutral colors and a lot of browns. And we did get to do a little bit of shopping, so this was a storefront there. One of my favorite little characters of London is Paddington Bear. I think he's so cute. I actually went back to add in some more detail to this page because I realized I really liked it. I went with my little nephew on this trip, so I really had to do a page dedicated to him. And then this was something I kind of threw together. I had this sketch originally, and then I created this page and tried to draw in some of the colors to kind of connect the two. So this is kind of post-trip, I think, from this point on. These are kind of just some things I was experimenting with at home. This was a stamp page I was also experimenting with. I carved out some of these. I got a little kit of rubber stamps to carve. I remember actually doing that in like middle school or high school, and I remember it being really fun. This should be a guitar, but still working on my skills there. And then post-trip I actually found this little menu that I grabbed from a place in New York, so I wanted to add it. That's definitely something I realize happens a lot, is sometimes you want to add certain details and stuff after the math. And then yeah, this page, sometimes I like to start out with a sketch before adding pictures and things. It helps get down a color scheme and maybe a theme of where everything's going. This picture is really dark, but it's me and my dog camping, and then I've been drinking this Belly Comfort tea, and it's actually really helped with my digestion issues that I've literally had since the day I was born. This is a more recent one as well. I remember I started out with this sketched page, just kind of wanted to do something fun and bright, and then whenever I see a photo booth, it's an automatic yes for me. And it's funny because a lot of them are really expensive, but we do them anyway. Like this one came with 2, it might have been like $8. Don't care, I don't even question it. It could be like $100. And then this is usually something you'd see at the beginning of a junk or sketch journal, but like I said, this is my first, and it started out as more of a travel journal, so I just wanted to include this in. This is a letter from one of my pen pals, and it's kind of a little document of time. I'm working, where I'm living, the recent trips I took, the books I'm reading, what I'm excited about, and yeah, I kind of like how this came out. Then I wanted to do a page with what songs I'm currently listening to, which, if you can tell, are super random. I have a ton of vintage music magazines that I really love just having. I actually use them sometimes for packaging in my little Etsy business, but great for scrapbooking as well. This is a page I just decided to journal on. Kind of take up some space, honestly, because at this point the book was getting really full, and yeah. And then I wanted to do a page dedicated to my dog Daisy. This was another instance I kind of learned probably not to mix these two. I probably could have done this with marker or colored pencil, probably even watercolor. Like anything at all would be better than oil pastel, but something about drawing with a big thick crayon just like makes me so happy and makes me feel like a kid again. So I think that's why I just like didn't want to give up the oil pastels, and I still think it's really cute and fun. This page is pretty interesting. So I actually took my painting palette that looks like this, and it can be really fun and satisfying to peel off really thick paint like this one. Ooh, ooh. Okay, bad example, I guess. These are really cheap, so that's okay. But to peel off some of the painting and stuff, for whatever reason, I must have been working on a blue painting, because I had all this pretty blue green mixtures, and it kind of gave me like globe or earthy kind of vibes, so I didn't know how well these would obviously stick, and somehow they have stuck like pretty well. I'm like really surprised. I think I just used regular glue on them. I just got all my glue sticks from Amazon, and somehow that kind of worked. I think laying on top of it helped, and I really love how this page turned out. These are some memories from New Hampshire, and this is a different trip, but kind of just a really nature themed page that I really like. And a Lumineers quilt, of course. This is a more recent page on a Trader Joe's flyer. which I hadn't noticed before, and now that I have this scrapbooking junk journal mind, you will start to notice just like different things. If it's a business card or a sticker that a business is handing out, you're always like the first to jump on it. So I've noticed I've just been picking up a lot of things like that. This isn't obviously the original. I do take pictures of my photo strips so that I can reuse them. And this one, I don't love this page as much. I was kind of going on a few weeks without journaling, and I mean, I love the memory of this page. I went to a show with my mom in Boston, Funny Girl the musical, and it was really good. They actually had really good seats, which I like wasn't expecting. Row A, seat 9, and it was definitely worth it to be close, especially when you have eyes like mine that don't really quite work. And we got like the best dinner ever, so I want to start documenting food and dinner as well, because that is just what makes me happy. And then here I was just using the rest of some things that I picked up. This is one of my favorite pages as well. I can tell like a lot of my favorite pages took the most time or the most thought out. So for this one, I did it London, England, and Beatles themed, and obviously I did a very specific color scheme, and that really helps pick out what things I should add or take out. So obviously like the red, blue, and hints of like yellow and green, I think really worked out for this page. Yeah, I really like this one. This is like a random stamp page. I didn't make this one, if you could guess, but I made these and they're coming out a little bit better. I really like how the record one came out. I'll show you the original stamp that I carved. So this is the record player stamp. It's so cute. I always, for some reason, want to hold it the wrong way. So I made this note, which I don't even know if that helps me. But pretty much the needle should be on this side. And I know when I first did it, it can be a little like that. If that makes any sense. And I was surprised at how long these take to carve. Maybe I just don't have the right type of carving tools, but they do work well. This guitar one was very humbling. This was the first stamp I made. I don't know why I thought I could dive in and just carve a full guitar, but I mean, it turned out, I guess, better than it could have. So yeah, and I decided to end it there because I only had a few pages left, and might just do some writing towards the end. But yeah, thank you so much for joining my journal tour. I do have another one if you guys are interested. This is obviously a different size, which I've enjoyed, but I really like this type of shape and size. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to see that one eventually, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.